Shalom.
Shalom.
We're the real Hebrew Israelites. We come out every week to prophesy the downfall of this kingdom, America, which is called the daughter of Babylon in the Bible, and to teach you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, your Lord's chosen people, the 12 tribes of Israel. We want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Ba'akadosh. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone Camps for teaching us the truth of the Bible. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect scattered around the world. Shalom.
Shalom.
So with that, we want to talk about horses. Because in the ancient times, there was horses, and they attached wagons to the horses. They had wagons with wheels, and they attached it to the horses, and they called it chariots. And a chariot in the ancient times, that was like the fastest vehicle in the ancient times. There was no cars, no nothing. So sometimes they call horses UFOs, though. In the ancient times, there was actually UFOs. And they seen it in the sky, and there was no way to say UFO, so they had to say a chariot, because that's the only way. That's the only, because chariot means vehicle, and that was the only vehicle. That was the fastest vehicle back then. So let's go to 1 Kings 22 and 24.
This is the book of 1 Kings 22 and 24. But Zedekiah, the son of Chanai, went near and smote Micah on the cheek, and said, Which way went the Spirit of the Most High for me to speak unto thee?
It's 22 and 34.
Okay. 1 Kings 22 and 34. And it says, And a certain man drew a bow at a venture, and smote the king of Israel between the joints of the harness. Wherefore he said unto the driver of his chariot, Turn thy hand and carry me out of the host, for I am wounded.
So this was a king of Israel, and he was in his chariot. He was in his chariot with horses, and he got shot with an arrow. So I can read it.
1 Kings 22 and 34. And a certain man drew a bow at a venture, and smote the king of Israel between the joints of the harness. So that would be like in here, right? Like somewhere in here.
Yeah.
Because in between the.
Yeah. It got in between his armor.
Yeah, like it. Yeah. Therefore he said unto the driver of his chariot, Turn thy hand and carry me out of the host, for I am wounded. Because he called it a host too. So think about it too, like Lord's host, army.
Yeah. So he told the driver of the chariot, he told him, I'm wounded. So he said, turn, and keep going.
35, it says, And the battle increased that day, and the king was stayed up in his chariot against the Syrians, and died at even, and the blood ran out of the wound into the midst of the chariot.
Yeah, so the king, he was still inside of his chariot, and he died. And the blood came out of his chariot. And just go to 38.
38, and it says, And the one washed the chariot in the pool of Samaria, and the dogs licked up his blood, and they washed his armor according to the word of the Most High, which he spake.
Yeah, so you could see that this was just regular chariots, because he died inside of his chariot, and then blood came out, and even the dogs came and licked it.
Yeah.
The dogs came and licked up his blood. So now let's go to 2 Kings 2 and 1.
Love that. Oh, you said 2 and 1?
2 and 1.
2 Kings 2 and 1, and it says, And it came to pass, when the Most High would take up Elijah into heaven by a whirlwind, that Elijah went with Elisha from Gilgal.
Yeah, so it said when the time comes, the Most High is going to take Elijah. Is there a title for that chapter?
Just because I'm on this.
Okay.
I'm not a
For
BOB.
the blue letter, it'll say "taken up to heaven" for the title of that chapter. So that was the time when Elijah was gonna go up to heaven. Um, Read it again.
2 Kings 2 and 1. And it says, And it came to pass when the Most High would take up Elijah into heaven by a whirlwind, that Elijah went with Elisha from Gilgal.
So Elijah was gonna get taken up by a whirlwind. You know, when you get definition for whirlwind, it's like a storm or a tornado. You know, and it goes round and round. And when you see a tornado, if you get sucked into a tornado, you're gonna go up. You
Oh, yeah,
know,
because it goes, yeah.
yep, you're gonna go up, just like because of that traction.
Yeah.
Just like when you flush the toilet, it goes down because it's the suction.
Well, I was just going to say that too, because even in the ocean sea, the Most High has it, there's a whirlwind in there, and you go down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So it's a traction, which the whirlwind it's talking about is a tractor beam. You know, a tractor beam. You know, it's gonna suck up. You're gonna get sucked up. You know, that's what Elijah. That's what's gonna happen to Elijah. Uh, Now let's go to verse 2. What's it say for?
2 Kings 2 and 2.
Yeah.
And it says, And Elijah said unto Elisha, Tarry here, I pray thee, for the Most High hath sent me to Bethel. And Elisha said unto him, As the Most High liveth, and as thy soul liveth, I will not leave thee. So they went down to Bethel.
Yeah. So he said he's getting ready to leave. You know, he knew that he was gonna get beamed up. You know, he knew that about the UFOs that they were.
Imagine what spiritual level Elijah was. Like, how much of a spiritual level he was that he knew that, you know what I'm saying, though? He was going to get taken up, though. And he was just letting him know, though. So, Elijah, I mean, so powerful, though, man. Like, powerful, though. So it took that, Abba Bivens, though, to be, had to be, powerful, too, in the spirit, though, because you think about it, man, like, we would have never known we were Israelites, though. That's very spiritual, man. To you know what I mean? To have that spirit to Most High dealing with you to let you know that you're Israelites though, like man, now that's a miracle right there.
And read verse 7.
2 Kings 2 and 7, and it says, And 50 men of the sons of the prophets went and stood to view afar off, and they stood by Jordan. So they were just like,
they were waiting. It was gonna be like a show, you know.
yeah.
They were waiting to see this great event.
So they were just chill. They were just like waiting for like to happen already, huh?
They were afar off, you know.
Yeah. So it was like at a distance they were gonna see that.
Yeah. Like over here in the valley, if you see a chariot, you know, all you see is like a light. But if you live, you know, by the mountains, it's more detailed.
More closer, because like you're closer to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it was with the prophets, because they were, you know, always in the mountains.
That's why Gad, with the reservations though, they see the chariots up there though. Gad has stories about chariots, so that big right there though, man. It's true.
Read verse 10.
Verse 10, and it says, And he said, Thou hast asked a hard thing. Nevertheless, if thou see me when I'm taken from thee, it shall be so unto thee. But if not, it shall not be so.
Yeah, keep going.
11. And it came to pass as they went on and talked that, behold, there appeared a chariot of fire, though, and horses of fire, and parted them both asunder. And Elijah went by the whirlwind into heaven. So he just
So there appeared a chariot of fire. You know, if there was a horse on fire, that horse is dead. You know, if they looked up, if you seen a horse in the sky and the horse was on fire, that horse ain't flying.
that motherfucker. And when do you see, besides unicorns, when do you ever see a horse with the chariot, like in the sky? Like, think about it. When have you ever seen that horse on fire?
Only in that movie, Clash of the Titans.
Oh yeah. Pegasus.
Yep, Pegasus.
Pegasus. Yeah.
But
It wasn't even on fire either.
the only way they can describe it is a chariot, and it was on fire because it was all lit up.
Like little, yeah, I was gonna say lit up though.
Yeah, all
So-
bright.
So you had like a little amber red color though,
Yeah.
the color of fire, right?
Like in that movie Independence Day,
Oh
they show that the chariot it's on fire, and it got smoke coming up from underneath it.
yeah.
I read it again.
11 it says, and it came to pass as they talked, behold, there appeared a chariot of fire and the horses of fire, and parted them both asunder. And Elijah went up by a whirlwind into heaven.
Yeah. So that was more than one chariot because it said horses. And read the next verse.
12, and it says, and Elisha saw it, and he cried, my father, the chariot of Israel, and the horsemen thereof. And he saw him no more, and he took hold of his own clothes and rent them in two pieces.
Yeah, so it said horsemen.
Horsemen.
You know, the horseman, that's the driver. You know, that's the one, that's the spirit. You know, that's the angel. Because the angel is the one driving the chariot.
Yeah.
You know, it don't take gasoline to drive those chariots. It takes a spirit. Because once you get beamed up, your body changes. You know,
Yeah, these bodies can't go.
you can't go into a human body can't go into a chariot.
Yeah.
Read the next verse.
13. He took up also the mantle of Elijah that fell from him and went back and stood by the bank of Jordan.
Yeah, so there's no way that you could hijack the chariots, you know.
It's totally impossible though.
So now let's go to 2 Maccabees 3 and 23.
Second Maccabees 3 and 23. Nevertheless, Herodorus executed that which he was decreed.
Yeah, so there was this man named Helidorus, and he tried to steal some money. He tried to steal the Lord's money because it was the money that was in the church.
Yeah.
He tried to, and the priest was trying to hold on to it.
And this guy was trying to take it back because he got the decree, right, to go and do that, I believe. Yeah.
So that's why it said.
Oh, he executed that which was decreed.
Yeah. So keep going.
24. Now, as he was there, present himself with his guard about the treasury, the Lord of spirits, the Prince of all power, caused a great apparition, so that all that pursued to come in with him were astonished at the power of God, and fainted and were sore afraid. Apparition. Bro, you told me about that, you know?
Definition.
I don't think I clear on this one.
Oh yeah.
24. Second Maccabees 3 and 24. And now as he was there, presented himself with his guard about the treasury, the Lord of Spirits and the Prince of all power, caused a great apparition, so that all that presumed to come in with him were astonished at the power of God, and fainted and were sore afraid.
Yeah, so it was a apparition. So what they saw was not something of this world. It was not something. It was of a different. It was from heaven.
Something that they're not used to seeing all the day, every day.
Yeah, what they saw was a UFO. Keep going.
25. For there appeared unto them an horse with a terrible rider upon him, and adorned with with a very fair covering, and he ran fiercely and smote at Helidorus with his 4 feet. And it seemed that he that sat upon the horse had complete harness of gold. Ooh. About the rider, about the horse. I got a preset of So this wisdom of Solomon 5:2, and it says, when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and I shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all they had looked for. So when it comes to the chariots and they come about, people are astonished, they're scared. It's these type of different feelings that people feel though when they see a chariot. They don't have to feel scared, or they're just tripping out on it. What you want to say? But it's something you don't see every day. So people have the different reactions to it, though.
Yeah, because it said right here that that the people, it says, so that all that presumed to come in with him were astonished at the power of the Most High, and they fainted.
So they're just, man, imagine. Yeah.
So read 25 again.
For there appeared unto them a horse with a terrible rider upon him.
The horse with the terrible rider is the angel. Okay, keep going.
And adorned with a very fair covering. And he ran fiercely, so he was smashing them.
Yeah, so because the fastest thing was in the ancient times was a chariot. There wasn't no cars, because if there was cars, they would have said, there's a car in the sky.
Yeah.
Or there wasn't no planes.
Back then, And smote at Helidorus with his 4 feet.
So that's talking about, like this brother was telling me that his mother was recording a chariot, and she felt like a laser beam or something.
She said it was like fire, like a circle, like fire.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what it's talking about, because those chariots, they have special abilities. They have like heated weapons.
It's like didn't that like that similar happen to Paul? Why he became blind, or was it the church got too close to him, or what happened with him?
I think so. Something like
something hit him, right?
Bright or something.
My mom said that she felt burning though, that she had to drop the camera though. So hey man, like, come on. It was probably speaking as man, like it was probably something that Paul saw similar to my mom probably, or what happened with him. You know what I'm saying though? But it all comes down to like fire though. It comes down to it. You know what I'm saying? Like fire though.
Yeah. Because those are the same thing. Those chariots are going to destroy. Those chariots are going to destroy this planet.
Yeah, a chariot can sound like that fucking car. A chariot don't even.
Chariots don't make noise.
Exactly though.
Yep.
I don't know.
That's why I'm scared to record chariots, or what if it thinks we're playing. You're not supposed to be be amazed. Because those are only for salvation.
Yeah, what I just read though, the strangers of salvation that the other people are gonna see, being beaten up in the air, they're gonna be like, oh man, like crazy though. It's gonna be like,
Not to be looking at it like a circus.
Exactly.
So,
Either that chariot is gonna come for salvation or destruction though, man. So even as us brother in the truth, we're still kind of like, oh man, like hey, you know, like kind of make our hands sweat a little bit, you know.
Read the last part again.
And says though, and it seemed that he that sat upon the horse had a complete harness of gold.
Yeah, so that chariot was like gold. You know,
Looking nice though.
imagine how much that chariot cost. You know,
It's a whole chariot, huh?
imagine how much a UFO costs. You know, it's like gold. You know, more than all the
Esau's
gold
Valley
on this
though.
planet.
Yeah, yeah. All the gold that you can't even find in this earth though.
So the spirit was that the angel spirits are like gold.
26. 26, and it says, moreover, two other young men appeared before him, notable in strength, excellent in beauty, and comely in apparel, who stood by him on either side and scourged him continually and gave him many sore stripes. Yeah.
So there was two more men, other young men, notable in strength, had excellent beauty, commonly in apparel.
Apparel, yeah.
These were angels too.
And it kind of like the angels from like the ones from Lot, when the ones that helped Lot, they
Yeah,
were you know, they were like, would you say handsome though, you know? That's why them you know, fruity petals back then wanted to get with them, you know. So they were pretty much handsome though, you know. In other words,
yeah, and it said it. They scourged at him continually and gave him many sore stripes. That's talking about, you know, telling them to keep the law. You know,
yeah.
they were whipping him. You know, because you know if he was going off.
Yeah, because he tried to do something that he wasn't supposed to be doing though, you know.
Yeah, because it was still talking about
Doris,
Doris.
yeah, it was still talking about him. That,
Because he was trying to steal the money.
yeah, yeah.
Keep going.
27, and it says that Heliodoros fell suddenly into the ground and was compassed with great darkness. But they that were with him took him up and put him into a litter.
So he felt the rebuke of the Lord.
Yeah. So imagine all that happening to a person, though, bro. Like, how traumatizing can it be? You know what I mean? 28. Thus him that Lily came with the great train and with all his guard into the said treasury they carried out, being unable to help himself with his weapons, and the manifestly they acknowledged the power of God. So they recognized though, man. They recognized though. That it says pretty much what they left their weapons, right? Or
Yeah,
yeah, unable to help themselves with. Oh, they weren't able to fight. They couldn't fight this though. They couldn't fight it, right?
they were all praising the Most High. So they were trying to see
Bro, and it's the same person, right, that went to this king and told him, hey, you know, there's great power there. If you don't believe me, send someone else there and see what happens to them, though. This is the same dude that said that, though, told his king that, hey, there's power there. Go send someone else if you don't believe me, though. But, you know, I tried, you know?
yeah, because the people they knew that he was trying to steal the money, so they were like, please, Yahweh Shimi Shai,
Praying,
keep the money safe.
yeah.
Let's go to just go to verse 33.
Second Maccabees 3 and 33. Now, as the high priest was making an atonement, the same young man in the same clothing appeared and stood beside Heliodoros, saying, give Onias the high priest great things, insomuch as for his sake the Lord hath granted thee life. So, hey, give him his acknowledgement, because to him, he's still here.
Yeah, yeah. Well, these are still the angels telling them.
Yeah.
Keep going.
34. And seeing that thou hast been scourged from heaven, declared unto all the men the mighty power of God. And when they had spoken these words, they appeared no more. So yeah, they were angels, though.
They were angels.
They were angels.
How did they just disappear?
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
They went back into their chariot just
Stood up.
like that.
Yeah.
So they got visited by aliens, you know.
Yeah, in other words,
They got visited by aliens.
yeah.
Like that movie Fire in the Sky. They took them and they brought them back. You know.
But they had the creatures and like it was their experiment with the dude.
But right here, they brought him back so that he could make a testimony. You know that. Let's see. Yes, verse 36. Let's read verse 36.
Then testified he to all the men the works of the great God which he has seen with his eyes.
See, so that was the purpose, so that he could testify.
Yeah, you can see that's why all that happened to do though. Yeah.
So that's the power of the chariots.
So if you're not trying to keep the laws, you don't have faith though, you ain't doing the work what you're supposed to be doing, guess what? A chariot could visit your ass and fuck you up.
Chariot could come, and then the angels come down. You know, they come down as men.
Yeah. Hey, look at the book of Tobit. I believe it was the angel Raphael. He didn't even know. See?
With that, got anything else?
Nah, I was.
Hope that's edifying. We want to give all praise and glory to you. Double honors to the elders and apostles, the great millstone camps, for teaching us the truth of the Bible. Peace and blessings to the hopeful legs scattered around the world. Shalom.
Shalom.